emphasize in this book is that America is no longer the world's sole superpower, but it's the superpower that Israel has depended on and relied on since its creation. But Israel has another very close friend, and that is China. And a lot of people don't realize that even before Israel established diplomatic relations with China, they were embarked on significant trade. Namely, the Israelis upgrading all the Chinese Air Force that were Russian-made planes and tanks and all the equipment that the Israelis seized from the Arabs and knew how to upgrade. That was one of the biggest trade relations that China had. Today that has been expanded to include agriculture, and the Chinese treat Israel as brothers, and they actually respect Israelis and Jews more than any other people. They say, you are the Chinese of the Middle East and we are the Jews of Asia. Now, why is that significant? Because I don't think Israel can rely on the U.S. as much as it has in the past. And if you notice what countries the king of Saudi Arabia took his first visit to, it was China. Ahmadinejad, same thing, first trip he took, China. Who brought North Korea to the negotiating table with America? China. Who can be the middle person between Israel and Iran and Saudi Arabia? China. China's happy to do it. China has offered to do it. America doesn't want any part of it because there are too many other geopolitical ramifications of America embarking on a policy that the creators of the policy in Washington and the State Department don't agree to. And I'll give you just a little brief history. It was the Chinese that fought alongside the Americans to defeat the Japanese. When Mao Zedong wanted to embrace America and establish diplomatic relations, the answer was no, you're a communist. Same happened with Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh actually worked for the forerunner of the CIA. Again, they won the war, let's work together, America, no. It was Nixon who established diplomatic relations with China because in his wisdom he saw that was the only way to fight the USSR and break it down. That still holds true as it is today between China and America by China forcing North Korea to the bargaining table. And Israel, if it is to survive, has to look beyond America for friendship, support in a region that does not listen to America, is hostile to America. So why would anyone listen to America? Why is Iran going to listen to America? Why is Saudi Arabia going to listen to America? We even saw recently Bush there begging for more oil, and Saudi said no. They listen to the Chinese. So Israel should start embarking on dialogue with the Chinese and start creating other allies that can force the Palestinians to the bargaining table. They can force Iran to the bargaining table. Iran has made overtures to the US via China and been rejected. So as we look forward to the next 60 years, and I see Zezjan, listen, any comments you want to make politically in response to that? Because we all care about Israel, we all worry about its survival. People in Israel today are very concerned about its survival, but arguing on the issues that we are arguing is not going to get Israel anywhere. Arguing about whose fault it is about 48, that should be behind us. We have to address solutions. And the solution actually lies in Iraq and solving that war, which creates other wars in the Middle East among the different factions by creating Kurdistan, Shiistan, and Sunnistan. Israel will not be on any one of the major countries' radar screens at that point because they will be a little preoccupied with their own civil wars. And that is something I've written about, advocated, and am in discussions with various parties in China who are in dialogue with the Iranians and the Saudis, because the Saudis and the Chinese right now are building joint refineries, the same with Iran and China. While America is rejecting Iran, China has stepped in a very aggressive way, as it has done in every other country. There is a very rich history and tradition of Jews and Chinese working together. You look at a lot of the Jews now returning to Israel. They're coming from Burma and the Chinese-Indian areas. And through DNA, a lot of members of the lost tribe of Israel are winding up being discovered in Asia, in China. And immigration is the other solution. But that immigration is going to require a very aggressive absorption plan of bringing these people from Asia, Chinese, Indians, Burmese, all of whom want to go back to Israel, but there again, there are some issues in Israel about how they should be accepted, how they should be absorbed. There is no way Israel as a country can survive and fight the Palestinian apartheid strategy unless it increases its population through immigration and at the same time has other intermediaries work with its enemies, namely China.